I know this headline is a little bit misleading where they say that he's expressing frustrations with handling of the Street Profits, but it's kind of telling because if you look at the first line of this quote when he sits down with these people at Daily Mail and starts talking about the position of the Street Profits or the current position of Street Profits and how they haven't won a title in almost 4 years. And I do believe that part of the reason why they haven't been featured on TV is because they tried to put them in that terrible faction where I kept telling everybody from the start it was doomed, which was the Pride. It was them and Bobby Lashley, who is now, I did the other video, who is now in AEW in another faction. Go figure, right? And they were also there, it was B-Fab, right, from Shit Row. So she was in that group as well. I haven't seen her either. It's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing with the Street Profits and the tag team division. We just saw Motor City Machine Guns win the SmackDown tag team titles last week. And I feel like that's what this first line kind of has to do with it. I mean, it could be the Bloodline as well, or I guess the new Bloodline with Solo Sikoa and all them. Tama Tonga Loa. But let's go ahead and get into this because it's kind of interesting of the way Montez Ford talks about the Street Profits position. And then we're going to get into the whole Solo thing, which is what the IWC, again, we have a bunch of idiots online that are wanting to advocate for a solo run for Montez Ford, completely disregarding Angelo Dawkins, who actually has progressed over the years. But anyways, we'll get into that here in a second. Let's go ahead and get into what Montez Ford says. Make sure you guys hit that like, that subscribe, all that good stuff. You've got new faces showing up on the scene. Again, I'm thinking that he's talking about Motor City Machine Guns. He's talking about the new Bloodline. And NXT could be calling up a couple tag teams too. Or I guess a couple tag teams to be called up from NXT. And our audience naturally tends to forget what we've done and how we've done it. In the now, it is at the point where it's been almost 4 years, dyslexic, by the way, sorry. Been almost 4 years since we've been tag team champions. I'm not going to lie and sit here and say that I don't watch the comments and everything. I watch everything. We're not in conversations when it comes to top tag teams. We're not in conversations when it comes to anything wrestling related, besides being handled by the Bloodline. And that doesn't sit well with me. So as well as it is going in terms of being my dream job, it is enjoying as it is frustrating.
Oh, you got to be kidding me, man! You need to get off this. You need to get off of Twitter and figure out why you're not drawing anything. But
See, there we go again.
I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Damn it. Okay.
I think they meant to put it is as enjoying as it is frustrating, but whatever. I know, I'm grammar police. So, again, like I said, he's expressing his frustration. And again, I like Montez Ford, very talented dude. But I think the bigger conversation that we're going to have here is going to be about this whole solo run thing. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Montez Ford should just... We're overdue for a singles run. We've been saying for years that Montez Ford needs to be a singles wrestler. Really? Well, let me ask you guys this, first of all. Because the Street Profits is one of the most entertaining tag teams in the world. I'm not saying they're one of the most talented. I'm not saying they're one of the best or anything like that. I'm just saying they're one of the most entertaining. And they're a good tag team. They really are. Every tag team title that they won, they've deserved. They've earned. Never complain about seeing those guys on my screen when it comes to them wrestling. When it comes to them, especially Montez Ford. He's a good promo guy. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to have to ask the serious question. Actually, I got two serious questions to ask you guys about this. And let me know in the comments. But the first one being is, can he actually succeed as a singles guy? Because what I'm thinking is, to be honest, is he's mid-card at best. Mid-card at best. And again, that's not a terrible thing or anything. And that's not like I'm not trying to, stab this guy in the back or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I got to be honest. Y'all know me. He's mid-card at best. Ask yourselves, can you really see Montez Ford where he's at within the next 5 years becoming a world champion? Because I don't. Not even a little bit. You're going to have to build up to that like a lot. Like yesterday. To try and get him to that point. Again, you got all these internet people on Twitter and Instagram saying, oh yeah, just throw them a singles run. They do that for all of their favorite fucking wrestlers, man. Y'all got to stop listening to them and thinking that these people are fucking important. Y'all have to stop doing that shit, man. Y'all got to do a lot better, bro. Because I'm seeing a lot of these retweets and this tweet gets 250,000 views and 10,000 likes. Montez Ford singles run now. Next world champ. Oh, what? Again, not hate on the guy. I like the guy. But fam, that ain't it. That ain't it. Like I said, United States champion years ago, or was it? Well, maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago at this point. Yeah. When he faced Austin Theory. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. Came down to him and Austin Theory. U.S. title. He could have won. Would have been great. And before people say, oh, well, Jey Uso. Jey Uso's different, fam. Jey Uso's an anomaly. Same way, or I wouldn't say same way, but Logan Paul is also a anomaly, or an anomaly. Jey Uso's different anyways, because he has the potential to become a world champion. And by the way, y'all, he's already had 2 world title shots on pay-per-view. But Logan Paul, he can come back in a jiffy, and guess what's going to happen? If Montez Ford is on a singles run, and Logan Paul comes out of nowhere, which is going to happen at some point, Logan Paul is going to come back at some point, come out of nowhere, have some surprise appearance, probably for the Royal Rumble, here in about a month or so, gearing up for that. But y'all realize that if it came down to Logan Paul and Montez Ford, they would have no problem putting Logan Paul over. Y'all do realize that, right? Let's say Montez Ford is on this singles run. He's getting ready to win the U.S. title. And Logan Paul comes out of nowhere. And now they have to book Logan Paul at, let's say, Fastlane or WrestleMania for the U.S. title. Hell, they might even include Montez Ford in the match and put it as a triple threat match. Guess what? Logan Paul is still winning before Montez Ford. It's just the way it is. So y'all sitting here advocating Montez Ford, like y'all sitting here acting like Montez Ford is going to be the next, this guy's the next Kofi Kingston. Like he's going to get this world title match out of nowhere. Right? He's going to get all this hype, and I'm telling y'all, man, it's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. He's not world championship material, fam. So question number 2. Should he go solo? Now, when I ask you guys this, let me lay this out for you. He separates himself from Dawkins, and I said this earlier. He does. He's miles ahead of Angelo Dawkins when it comes to in-ring talent and in-ring capability. Angelo Dawkins has progressed a lot since day one of these two being a tag team in NXT. Hell, even since day one of them debuting on the main roster, Angelo Dawkins has progressed by a mile. But Montez Ford still separates himself from Angelo Dawkins nonetheless. With that being said, he doesn't separate himself from everyone else. Montez Ford does not separate himself from a Seth Rollins. Doesn't separate himself from the Finn Balor's and the Shinsuke Nakamura's, which, by the way, is probably going to be next on the chopping block in terms of WWE releases. R.I.P. Baron Corbin, by the way. Shout out to that guy. That's my dude, man. Sad to see him go too. But it's just the way things go. Y'all already know this is a wrestling business, right? But he doesn't even separate himself from the Shinsuke Nakamura's of the world, fam. Or the Ilya Dragunovs. Or you have to think to yourself, Montez Ford wouldn't even be able to beat CM Punk on his best day. You guys really think they would put Montez Ford over CM Punk? Really? I don't think so. I really don't. But again, Montez Ford, he's got it all, right? He's got the good promo skills. He's got the energy. He's got the charisma, or I guess the riz, as y'all young people say now, right? But he does need a new finisher. A frog splash? which I think doesn't Logan Paul use the frog splash now too? So a new finisher, and don't be going to do what Ricochet. Like Ricochet's new finisher is god awful. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's hilarious. It's like a form of a lariat. It is horrible. I'm like, bro, just go back to doing the triple fucking the 450 or 620, whatever the fuck. Do that. Go back doing the flippy thing in the air and that like the little armadillo joint. Don't be don't be out here trying to do strong style fucking. Don't be out here trying to be like Pete Dunne, fam. You just can't do it. Shout out to Ricochet though, man. I see him out there. But Montez Ford, I mean, like I said too, this dude did a reality show early in the year. I mean, do we really know whether this guy is really in high demand for a singles run as they act like he is on the internet, on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all that shit, Facebook? Because while the reality show may have done good streaming numbers, yeah. But obviously it didn't make a drop in the water because nobody's been looking for Tez since he came out on his pod crying about his position. And again, I hate to put it that way, but that's the way it seems. I don't know why these wrestlers still don't get why you don't say anything. So now that the Motor City Machine Guns have won the SmackDown Tag Team titles, or the WWE Tag Team, whatever they're calling them now. Good looking titles though, by the way. Now they have won those titles. And now that Montez did come out and say this to Daily Mail, and now everybody's seen this, it's going around for the past couple days. Do y'all really think that Triple H is going to be in a hurry to put these guys back on TV after seeing this? I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying, do y'all really think that this is going to be the move? Y'all really think this really helps the Street Profits cause? Or in y'all's terms, Montez Ford's cause for a singles run? If anything, if I'm Triple H, just to be petty, I'll give Angelo Dawkins a singles run after seeing this quote. I love how everybody's acting like this nigga Angelo Dawkins just doesn't exist at all. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. If I'm Angelo Dawkins, I'm feeling kind of slighted by the IWC. I'm just like, look, I understand that, look, I'm not as good as Montez and blah, blah, but you have to make the Street Profits. And people that know about the business know that, like, tag teams are tag teams. There are certain tag teams, especially the ones, the longer you're together, the closer you are. These two have to be close as shit, bro. Have to be close as shit. Came into business together, going through the business together, have been together for almost, probably 10 years at this point almost. You really think that splitting these two guys up is going to do Angelo Dawkins any fucking favors? You might as well release the guy right then and there. You might as well tell him, hey fam, I know you lost all that weight, got really good in the ring and got a lot better, progressed, all that other stuff, but you know what? We're going to send you over to catering for the for the foreseeable future because we're giving Montez Ford his singles run. I don't want to see these two guys face each other either. That never fucking works. I mean, look at what they did with Crime Time back in the day. Like, that didn't work. Look at what they tried to do with the Dudleys. That didn't work. Like, just... Y'all are killing me, man. Y'all are really killing me in the IWC. Because y'all be tweeting out here talking about Montez Ford single run and blah, blah, blah. Like y'all really be eating, man. Like y'all really be saying something. Shut up. Keep the Street Profits together. Have them win 10 more fucking championships. And then we can talk about Montez Ford in the singles run. Then we can talk about Montez Ford possibly, maybe, precisely a world title run. But again, I wouldn't mind seeing a solo run, but what about Angelo Dawkins? I wouldn't mind seeing a solo run, but what would that do in the end for his career if he never wins the world title? There's so many guys climbing for that world championship right now and will be for the next 10 years easily. the Dominic Mysterios of the world, the Ilya Dragunovs of the world, the Gunthers of the world, Cody Rhodes, who at least for the next 5 years, Jey Uso is probably due for another world title picture within the next couple years as well, once he's done with this whole bloodline BS. And they just got 2 more big name Samoans who can actually do some serious work on a solo level, on a no pun intended, on a singles level. Damn. Anyways, I need to take my ass to bed. But yeah, look, man, let me know what y'all think about this whole Montez Ford situation. Not even situation. It's just he just came out and said, look, we ain't getting utilized right. We haven't really won the titles in almost 4 years. January 2025 will be 4 years since they lost the titles to, I think it was Robert Roode and I think maybe Dolph Ziggler, but don't quote me on that. I know it was at least Robert Roode. It had to have been. Bobby Roode, who I think is still employed with the company. I'm not sure. But let me know what you guys think. Does Montez Ford deserve a solo run? Or should the Street Profits stay together and try and help rebuild this tag team division that seems so broken in WWE and inconsistent in WWE? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Corn, and I am OUT.